Okay, now let's see. Updating on the planner interview process. I'm working with Donna and with Lisa Anakakis to begin to organize the applications that we've gotten. There are like 14 or 15 of them, I think.
Really?
Yeah. But some of them are off the wall. They always are. You know, like people sending in their applications from like New Mexico. But some of them look interesting.
You know?
Anyway, the selection committee, the review committee, would consist of Donna, myself, Lisa, and 2 other members. And what I would like to do is ask the board to nominate, because I've discussed this with Donna and she agrees with me, nominate Steve from the planning board and Marissa Mara from the historical commission to be the town board representatives in the selection committee. So would somebody like to make that motion?
Sure. I move that we select. So specifically, Steve, you and Marissa to be the representatives from the so she's not from the planning board, from the historic. Yeah.
Right. Second.
I guess we're voting for ourselves. All in favor?
Aye.
That's Donna insisted that I do that, so that's what I'm doing.
Yeah.
Steve, speaking of volunteer.
Does Marissa know this, by the way?
Yes.
Marissa
knows it.
Okay.
All right, so we're going to start going through these applications. We're going to screen them. We're going to do an initial round of interviews, and then we'll do a final round of interviews. And hopefully, somebody will emerge from that looks qualified.
Can I make one suggestion?
Sure.
That we not have somebody commute in from an hour and a half away? Seriously?
Yeah,
I think that was the
Yeah.
big, major killer. You cannot have somebody spend an hour and a half each way, daily, and expect them to thrive in this job. So can we just like put that as sort of a parameter?
It would be ideal if we.
Well, it would be ideal, but you know.
No, if we found somebody that was nearby.
Right.
I'm hoping that that's going to be the case.
I think it's a huge waste of human talent, effort, and money to do anything to have somebody go.
Welcome.
They're just not going to survive. We have night meetings.
It's too much, but look, we'll see how it goes.
Okay.
I mean, I agree with you. That would be a challenge for anybody to meet. It's been a problem. It's been a problem not only. It was a problem for Joe. It was a problem for the previous building inspector who commuted from Central Massachusetts.
It's a problem for us, the planning board, because.
But on the other hand, you can't go out and just grab somebody by the.
No, what I'm saying is when you winnow down your candidates,
Yeah.
you get to 2 or 3. If you have maybe 2 good candidates, and one is really strong but lives outside of 45 in Clinton, and the other is perhaps a little weaker but lives in Stowe, go for the person in Stowe. I'm just saying that
Okay.
sometimes to go for your ultimate strongest candidate,
Yeah.
you hamstring them with this horrible commute.
I wonder too how often it happens where an applicant actually says, I'm willing to move to within 15 miles of Weston. I'm actually planning on doing that if I get the job.
Well, that would be nice if.
Can they request a relocation package if you do that, though?
No.
No, but I'm just saying, like, that.
I don't think that we ought to go down that road at all. That we ask for, this is not a private corporation that we can, give somebody a relocation package. I mean, that's, if someone decides to, I'm just saying.
It's not up to us.
It isn't up to
frankly.
us,
It's
yeah.
that would be Donna's
Right,
call.
exactly.
No, I mean, if I can just weigh in, I think it's a personal decision. If you take the job, you take it with the realization that this commute is going to be there, and then you do it. I mean, we're all adults here. I don't think that you can insist
No.
that someone has to be within 15 miles, because the reality is on a planner's salary, if it's a single, burner, they're not going to be able to afford.
Right, but I never said 15 miles. I'm just saying within a reasonable distance. You can live in Marlborough, Framingham. I'm from Framingham. That's not that bad of you. I'm just saying, please consider that in
Yeah.
the process.
Of course.
Yeah.
Absolutely. In connection, in connection with that, one of the things that I talked about was rather than trying to convey what it means to, what the planning board is in Weston, what characterizes it specifically, verbally, was to begin to think about some sort of a statement of the planning board's role, its mission.
Right.
And so there's a draft here of the board's mission.
Want to meet?
And then also how the planner relates to that overall set of the board's view of itself and its relation to the town. So this draft is here because Donna and I are thinking about giving this to the prospective interviewees as a way to introduce them to Weston and what might be different about Weston and other towns that they may be familiar with. So what I'm asking is that you guys take a look at this and see what you think of it. If you have any additions or deletions or modifications, maybe let Susan know. And that goes for both the planner's job description and the description of the planning board and how it works.
This sounds pretty good. I think it'd be good for, someone to understand all that as they're getting ready for an interview. I'm sorry I was late. I was at the meeting upstairs. Do we have a group of interviewees?
We have 14 letters of interest from people with various levels of qualification. Some are pretty interesting. Some are, as I was saying, some are from far away. I mean, we're talking about really far away, like New Mexico and Hawaii.
I want to move back into the,
Yeah.
that's fine.
Yeah. But others are closer, Massachusetts residents. So it looks like it might, we might get some pretty interesting discussions.
Who will be doing the initial interview?
All right, the sort of selection committee would be myself, Steve, Marissa Moore from the Historical Commission, Lisa Yannikakis, and Donna. So 5 people.
That's good. That's a good diverse group.
Yeah.
Now, for the people that are in Hawaii, obviously it'd be a telephone interview. Or initially.
Yeah, if we decide to interview somebody from
Right.
Hawaii.
Because, well, again, someone from, whether they're from Hawaii, and they make it great if they're planning on moving anyway. No big deal.
Well, there's a guy from Florida that Donna and Lisa think looks interesting. So.
At least on paper.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think one thing when you decide on who to interview, obviously giving them something like this, but maybe even a copy of the bylaws. Because that gives you something more to talk about with them.
Yeah.
So, in terms of how well they can understand them and stuff, which helps to sort of, are they really as experienced as their resume says they are?
Maybe the finalists, like the
Right,
final
the finalists.
Yeah.
Not everybody.
Yeah.
just the
I mean,
finalists.
I don't think you go into a application interview without having read the bylaw.
Oh,
Without
please.
memorizing the bylaw.
I'm sorry. I've interviewed people that were like from another planet.
I guarantee you that
Somehow,
nobody.
but their resume looked great, and they, their initial stuff, and then they came in and they're like.
But that separates the wheat from the
Well,
chaff, because it's going to
That's the winning.
tell.
Well, that's why I was saying, make sure they have a copy of it.
But they got a copy, if they have any interest at all, they just go to the town website and the full zoning bylaws.
Okay, just make sure they look at it.
Yeah, yeah.
So
make
the question was on
make
page
sure- I think
3,
the question is,
paragraph
you
2.
guys maybe don't want to provide it for them, but
See if
make
they
sure
take it.
that they take the initiative and find out what the issues are in town, find out what your bylaws and regulations
Yeah, it's
are.
not like that.
Absolutely.
But what about COA? Is it those kinds of?
So we'll.
One would think, but.
You're realistic. But maybe you're realistic too.
In some circumstances, people got hired who were the least qualified.
Yep, you're right.
Wow.
I know lots, I didn't know, but I
Yeah.
know lots of those situations.
Did everybody have a chance to read it?
Yeah.
Any?
Well, my comment I was just going to, is the one thing to me that the town planner does is they are the initial face of the town when somebody comes into town or is considering buying a property, or that's the person who sets the tone for explaining sort of what the town is, the history, what our goals and objectives are.
And do you think that first bullet point doesn't articulate?
It doesn't quite articulate that.
But you'd
It-
add to that.
Yeah, because it's communicating plans to policies and objectives to applicants and others. It just kind of blows by that, and to me, that's really the most important part,
Yeah.
is easing somebody into, and that this is a little different town than a lot of the towns around here, or maybe they're coming from far away and not used to this at all.
You say this is a rural town, and so what the planning board is looking
Faux
for.
rural town.
Okay,
We're doing
but
our
what
best.
the town is looking for is slightly different than what it might be in other communities.
Well, just kind of explain that, you're here for a reason.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful town, and that it didn't just happen this way, that it's careful planning and careful administration and laws and rules that have made it this way. And that, we were always going to do a book.
Well, I would say,
And-
speaking and writing, being able to speak and write
Yeah.
clearly is really important.
Oh, yeah.
And being able to, I don't want to use the word gregarious, but you want someone who can really sort of work with people.
This is not requirements. Or,
No, no.
We're not talking about that kind of stuff.
No, I understand.
All right, so roughly what you're saying, Sue, is that one of his responsibilities is explaining the town's vision of itself to the public?
To act as the persona
Spokesperson.
that is Weston, to act as a
I'm not sure that every town, everybody working in this building would agree with that. That you're saying that the planner is the ambassador for the town. I don't.
They're sort of the
think
ambassador
that
for the
would be-
planning board. It's that first shock of, look at this pile of rules, and I can't do X, Y, or Z. And having to gracefully explain that.
Yeah. I mean, a real talented school teacher would be very helpful.
Why wouldn't that be bullet point number 1, Sue? What's,
Just seems to give it short shrift.
oh,
Yeah, communicating is
It's key.
yeah, but that word is not as expansive enough. I mean, it's not, it's very expansive, it's not, I guess, definitive enough, or?
Maybe that's something that really doesn't have to be
Planning board's requirements?
spelled out so much as something that you catch in an interview process.
well,
Yeah.
yeah, what we're trying to do is cut down on the learning curve time, because there's going to be such, whoever jumps in is going to have to jump in with all force. So
But Susan's going to teach them.
Susan's not going to be actually available after, like this month, so.
Yeah,
Well,
up to speed.
You better do these interviews quick.
Yeah.
That's why we're going through this.
Yeah. Three is incredibly important. The idea that the planning, the
Yeah.
planner is sort of the central hub for so many other spokes.
Sorry.
I'm trying to get through the first one, communicating and explaining the board's requirements of the town's vision. I'll work on that. I'll send it around. I'll send it to Susan and she can send it around. Okay, and
also to create harmony in the town, in the planning amongst neighbors, I think is
Yeah.
important.
well, I've got close
Facilitate.
collaboration with other boards.
Make sure it's in the building.
If you could squeeze in the word facilitating someplace, that'd make me happy. Because it's a lot of facilitating.
Yeah, that's right.
Facilitating what?
Everything.
No.
No,
What does that mean?
Relations between our contractors, between our contractors, Kim and Dave, but facilitating with the other town officials and boards, and facilitating with the neighbors, and all, that's a really good skill to help things move smoothly. You could almost just put facilitation skills.
Yeah, but the thing is, those get when you say it like that, it just gets to be a catchword.
One month.
Trying to figure out what people are driving at is the ability to articulate what the town is about, how the process works, how the pieces fit together, and in the relationships between the various parties in a way that is easy for people to understand. Is that what you mean by facilitate?
Yeah, the third one from the bottom, if you're saying facilitate groups and committees, instead of participating in groups and committees, or facilitating with groups and
So
committees.
this has to do with activities like the case land
Sure,
committee.
but it could be any of our stuff is land use related issues. Any of our work is.
Okay.
I mean, that would sort of capture that part, I think. That opens you up in your interview that you can ask them to demonstrate how they may have done that in the past.
Right. Now, Steve, you had a couple of things you were just whispering to me. One of them was Deal, you're saying that something should be mentioned in here of, in addition to town reports, budget, and administrative documents, there are the decisions, right, that you have to.
Okay, but actually, now I'm thinking a separate bullet. So is decision a generic word for certificates of actions and things like that?
Yeah, there
Or
is
how
decision.
about preparing decisions and closely monitoring adherence thereto, or something like that? Because that's that's an important function.
Did the job posting have that in? At least the part about writing decisions?
No. I mean, it doesn't get that detailed. That's why we're writing this out.
Okay. Good.
But it's a pivotal job.
It is, and you
Yeah.
have a gargantuan task in front of you to
Right.
come up with somebody in 30 days, and they can orient
That's the thing.
within that time.
How he articulates it, they're keeping track of so many different things going on. at the
All
same
those
time.
balls in the air all the
Right.
time.
Sue, where are you going?
None of you.
Something
Now,
to
here
do
he is,
this.
not leaving an address,
Not here.
and we cannot chase her down. I mean, this is,
Down.
You know, it's an unsteady world out there. You probably should stay here.
It's very unsteady, exactly.
so,
All right, good. Well,
Yeah.
I'll make some
I
changes.
say
and-
best of luck.
I think this is pretty
All
good
of
stuff.
us.
What is this? Yeah, I know where it is. I'm trying to see if I agree with that rhetorical
Whatever.
change. No, I'll write it down. Decide which. Okay, so
I think the mission statement is good.
Yeah, I like that, but yeah.
everybody agrees with that?
Yeah, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Nice.
Great. Okay.
Really, truly, I do wish you guys luck.
Okay, good.
All right.
Is that everything on our agenda tonight?
Enough for you guys.
Good. In that case, motion to
I
close the meeting?
To close the hearing.
Second.
Second.
All in
That was
favor?
you, so-
Aye.
Meeting closed.